Hello and welcome to SKTV News. You're watching Primetime English News with me, SUCHITRA Rajkumari. The headlines first. Chief Minister Khemchan launches 8 online portals and NIT Manipur mobile application, marking major step towards digital and citizen-centric governance in Manipur. Home Minister Govindas Konthaujam avoids media questions on alleged Manipur-Myanmar land exchange. Former Chief Minister O. Ibobi raises concerns over possible NIT Manipur relocation plan, questions dumping of Lamphelpat project debris on campus land. Maharaj Kumar Sarat Chandra writes to PM Modi seeking urgent intervention in Manipur crisis, calls for full implementation of 1949 Manipur merger agreement. Centre urges Supreme Court to dismiss plea seeking action over N. Biren Singh audio clip, calls recording manipulated and unreliable. And Uyumpog Nongsum locals launch protest after rumors emerge of possible relocation of 30th Battalion CRPF from the area, raise concerns over security presence in Imphal district. And now the news in a bit more detail. Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchan today launched 8 online portals and NIT Manipur mobile application during a function held at MFSDS in Palace Compound. The launch of these portals marked a significant step towards digital, citizen-centric governance. Home Minister Govindas Konthaujam, Minister of Arts and Culture and Tourism Khuraijam Loken, along with Deputy Commissioners, SDOs, SDC and representatives of National Informatics Center and Globis Web Solutions Private Limited attended the program. Speaking in the program, Chief Minister Khemchan congratulated Land Resources Department for launching the online portals, while also expressing confidence that the online portals will provide easy access to citizens, while also providing a platform to upload documents, pay fees, track progress online. Speaking further, Chief Minister Khemchan also asserted that the newly launched online portals will also facilitate a transparent service to citizens.
Normal with the Sarkar Seda over Matamsida, I told Obiram I Madudagi Hena Tagatsanai, Kajuleko from Lizzie, Lona. I know Lucian Zarakoda in Tanzania. We Yana transparency wina land record degi say kogi honorable minister home minister thambil mi dungai mase manau singi lambi na bada say kanodana ko amin dana maya ba handli karan usi ne kayam option bilam mero ena adu ban singwa maya madu thoktana yana transparency wina ngasi land kanona kogi department sina pangthokpang ngamna ba honna ba asida Tautan Lokiba Kudima Goina Amukan Tagan Umdus.
On the other hand, speaking in the function, Home Minister Govindas Konthaujam said the newly launched portals is the first step towards a transparent government and to ensure efficient public service delivery system. While appreciating the fast-track land record digitization process, Home Minister Govindas Konthaujam stressed on the importance of providing a platform to citizens to access information about their land and assets in order to avoid land disputes. The Home Minister also added that with digitization of land records, there will be transparency and there will be no chance of manipulation on land records. Speaking further, Govindas Konthaujam maintained that the launch of new portals contributes to Digital India initiative, while asserting that citizens can access their land records from their devices at any point of time and place.
no chance of manipulation by any of the offices. Digitization to bulo iramna. Later the menu hujiti kari mukta holani ngasai gasna thibu the boyre. Aduga buy and sale to the boyre. Any permission sik to matamda online digi to boyara nidana. Ngasai happy give the mission mikai nai bayara roeba. Even if officer to nai gari gasuyara roy. Ngasai portal do the magi matang na nai la adam in a heba. That is very important. Yam blaihan lakpa. Transparent oiba, aduga reliable oiba, adugum bangat na nga sige se aduna ini yang nungay nga sige program se Honorable Chief Minister ki initiation mahaki lising makada akoy ki praja singbo akoy Honorable Bharat ki Pradhan Mantri ji na India se digital India mo oina na bagi asobo khungthang singi manungda asisu amani.
A two-day consultative meeting cum seminar on demographic profile of Manipur began at Hotel Classic Grand, Chingmairong today. Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand and Home Minister Govindas Konthaujam attended the opening day function as main guests. The consultative meeting cum seminar will feature technical sessions, discussions on draft report of Manipur State Population Commission and upcoming census of India 2027 and its implications for Manipur. On day 2, technical sessions will be held on way forward for census operation 2027, suggestion and recommendations, followed by technical session on NRC update. Now, addressing the program, Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand expressed confidence that the consultative meeting cum seminar on demographic profile of Manipur will be fruitful in discussing the demand of people and CSOs in the state. He also expressed faith that a constitutional solution will come out from the recommendations submitted by government as an outcome of the seminar. Further, Chief Minister Khemchand also appealed people in the state to refrain from carrying out blockade or band as they add more hardship to people. Earlier, Home Minister Govindas Konthaujam refused to comment on questions regarding the centre's plan to swap land with Myanmar, which involve Manipur's territory.
미야미 바가다바 아무리 सरकार나 recommendation तबुदा 그게 संविधान पीड़िबा अदुम लाइनदा लाकनी हाइबी थाजाबा मैना चाव थमजरी लोइनना कगे इरम दम मणिपुरसी वारे हाइजबताही बन ब्लॉकेट इन तो बा फॉर्म ऑफ एजुकेशन सिना कगे लेवाक सिगी सेंड लोन द सोइदरकबा नोमगी हाथी हाथी तानबसिंगदा अकन मसापुबीबा अमदी कसेमक थुइबा इकोनॉमी ब्लॉकेज सिसु कगे तोन ट्रेडर्स सिंगी तुगा ड्राइवर सिंगना अवाबा सिथे कगे लंबी सिदा पूरी सिमा थमजगे.
Meanwhile, speaking in the opening function, Home Minister Govindas Konthaujam expressed confidence that the two-day consultative meeting cum seminar on demographic profile of Manipur will be able to clear the doubts on many aspects, including the issue of census, NRC, citizenship, and demographic change. He also maintained that the seminar will come out with recommendations which are constitutional and also fulfill the demands and aspirations of the people.
Even though there are a lot of concerns regarding the demographic change in Manipur, government decided to go on with this 2 days consultative program. How do you see to go forward with taking all the stakeholders down?
Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee President and former Chief Minister Okram Ibobi has raised strong suspicions regarding potential plan to relocate the National Institute of Technology Manipur from its existing site. Speaking at a press conference held at Congress Bhavan, Ibobi expressed deep concern over the dumping of soil and organic waste extracted from the ongoing Lamphelpat water body creation project directly into the NIT Manipur campus grounds. He questioned whether the campus is deliberately being rendered unusable to create a pretext for shifting the premier engineering institute to a new location. Ibobi highlighted that the Congress government established NIT Manipur in 2009 and allocated over 341 acres of land while strictly adhering to the central government norms. He pointed out that major water body excavation projects typically include dedication, separate budgetary allocations, and disposing of excavated earth and sludge at proper designated dumping sites. Questioning whether these funds were diverted or misappropriated, he criticized the current administration for dumping the debris on educational grounds. Ibobi also noted that recent remarks by Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand regarding the allocation of new land for a permanent campus have created widespread public confusion. He reiterated that the initial land allocation fully met all official requirements and called on the state government to immediately clarify its stance on the institute's permanent site.
Ako sida Manipur so IIT ngumba ma pure haibi udna aduga ikoi su khange ba shor manung che yamna congested oire haibsi khange ba aduna slowly asishu central institution ne ba akoi Manipuri da triple IT se Indian Institute of Information Technology akoi matam da hawrambani na temporary campus Manipuri da sahi mari gi base se base ahum loi reba masi sor manung se yamna congested oire haidna makhanda 150 acres acquired tawga maduda dedicated line 3311 kV substation ga linkatra maduda aina tawda infrastructure is almost ready.
Now, Maharaj Kumar Saratchandra, who identifies himself as the surviving second son of the late Maharaj Bodhachandra, the last ruler of Manipur, has written an open letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi seeking urgent intervention in the ongoing situation in Manipur. In the letter, he urged the Government of India to fully implement the provisions of the 1949 Manipur Merger Agreement, alleging that several commitments made under the agreement remain unfulfilled even after more than 7 decades. Saratchandra expressed concern over the prevailing law and order situation in the state, alleging that illegal immigration, drug smuggling and poppy cultivation have contributed to the crisis. Now, referring to Article 8 of the merger agreement, he claimed that assurances relating to public services, employment opportunities for Manipuris, and protection of the state's social, economic, religious, and customary practices have not been adequately honored. He also raised historical issues concerning the merger of Manipur with India and the Kabo Valley. In his appeal, Saratchandra urged the center to identify and remove illegal immigrants, conduct NRC with 1951 as the base year, rotate central armed police forces periodically, and take effective steps to restore peace and normalcy in the state. The letter concluded with an appeal to the Prime Minister to act swiftly to address the concerns raised and ensure justice and lasting peace for the people of Manipur. The central government on Friday urged the Supreme Court to dismiss a plea seeking an investigation into audio recordings allegedly implicating former Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren in Manipur violence, asserting that a forensic examination had found the recordings to be manipulated. Appearing before a bench of justices, Sanjay Kumar and Sanjeev Sachdeva, Additional Solicitor General Aishwarya Bhati relied on a report submitted by the National Forensic Sciences University, Gandhinagar, to contend that the recordings were manipulated and had undergone multiple alterations. Bhati contended that the recordings contained multiple alterations. Seeking dismissal of the petition with cost, Bhati argued that the extended audio clip recently produced by the petitioner also suffered from multiple alterations. Referring to information received from a CFSL doctor, she submitted that the recording contained 41 alterations. The court today observed that since the NFSU's report has now been submitted, neither side could be taken by surprise and both would have an opportunity to address its contents. Now, appearing for the petitioner, Advocate Prashant Bhushan relied on an earlier reported by Truth Labs submitting that it had found a 93% match between the voices in the recordings. The court proceeded to order that a copy of NFSU's 6-page report on the audio clip be supplied both to the petitioner and to the center's counsel before adjourning the case. Locals of Uyumpok, Nongsum took out a protest upon hearing a rumor about the plan to relocate the 30th Battalion CRPF from Uyumpok, Nongsum area in Imphal district. Later, DSP Ajay Sharma of CRPF met with agitating women and clarified that they have not received any order to shift from the area. Speaking on the sideline, a woman named Sagolsem Sunita maintained that 30th Battalion CRPF has been guarding the villagers and ensuring safety for villagers while carrying out agricultural and other daily activities. She urged government and relevant authority to keep CRPF personnel in the area until complete normalcy is restored in the state. She also urged local MLA and Deputy Commissioner to look into the matter of inaccessibility to their paddy fields at certain vulnerable areas, while also highlighting their economic hardships.
Kamelong manungda sangchalaga lairiba maitaygi lairiba lawsing lawsangam tara mo ase ngasi bawda lal he horpadagi ngasi bawda lawsing asi uba yadadana panba yadadana lairai aduna law sangam mama palaga hingaga leijaba praja singina masa masu lairi lasu tamba kadoba saba thakpa chahi chupagi sumaina hona jaraga hingjarpa praja singisida law sangam tara mo se udana sumaina lairakpa haibase akogi jaga sida laijariba duki mati wana re choloina hingliba praja singisida thengnariba awabase ubiduna mari lainaba akogi local MLA amadi DC gi site gi su akogi lawse uba yabagi kaino adu umtang miyeng adu sangchen biyo hai.
The High Court of Manipur has reinstated Dr. Bhabeshwar Tongbram as the Vice Chancellor of Manipur Technical University, MTU. The court set aside the Chancellor's finding that he did not possess the required qualifications for the post. Justice A. Guneshwar Sharma held that the later judicial findings on Dr. Tongbram's eligibility would prevail over the earlier administrative decision. The court observed that a single judge in an order dated October 27 of 2025 had upheld the decision of the expert selection committee that found Dr. Bhabeshwar Tongbram eligible for appointment as VC. The court also noted that the state government, MTU, and the University Grants Commission had earlier taken the stand that Dr. Bhabeshwar Tongbram was eligible. Since the order was not challenged by these authorities, the court held that the Chancellor's administrative decision stood merged and was overridden by the judicial findings. Dr. Bhabeshwar Tongbram was appointed as VC of MTU on November 8 of 2021 for a 5-year term. His appointment was challenged before the High Court and was set aside by a single judge in January 2023. The division bench later set aside that order and remanded the matter for fresh consideration. The High Court has now directed his reinstatement as VC with immediate effect until November 7 of 2026 or until he attains the age of 70 years, whichever is earlier. The court allowed the ongoing inquiry into the appointment process to continue. However, it excluded issues relating to his eligibility and qualifications, as those matters had already been decided by the court. A director of Horticulture and Soil Conservation Department, K. Devadatta Sharma, said the department is taking steps to increase farmers' income and develop Manipur as a leading organic horticulture state. Speaking at the Meet the Press program organized by DIPR at NIT Manipur, he highlighted the department's focus on organic farming, better market access, value addition, and modern infrastructure. He said the Mission Organic Value Chain Development for Northeastern Region MOVCDNER has covered 43,000 hectares and benefited around 43,000 farmers. Under the scheme, 76 farmers producer companies have been formed and farmers have received financial assistance, planting materials, organic fertilizers, biopesticides, and farm tools. The director informed that the department has developed collection centers, warehouses, processing units, transport facilities, and cold storage to strengthen the horticulture value chain. He said 17,563 hectares have been certified for organic cultivation and thousands of training programs have been conducted. The department is also promoting indigenous products like chakhao, pineapple, turmeric, ginger, and king chili for wider markets. Future plans include setting up a model integrated horticulture center, National Institute of Indian Lotus, expanding coffee and floriculture projects, increasing organic Manipur outlets, and promoting sustainable livelihood programs in poppy-affected areas.
RIDF funding makada government gi ayabadi subject to approval of the government, subject to approval of the model horticulture center, haibadi state of art ki adumba facilities leiba khuding makki some have the protected ki, hydroponic ki, aeroponic ki, cut vegetables ki, floriculture ki, whatever music leiba most advanced hoiba technology mayam sing je utpham hoiba tambam hoiba adumba center ma production ga loinana chathaba adumba center ma thamnabagi horticulture ki akan by project proposal to sulai have simasu ai thamjage siga iroina na ukrul sisu ekoina floriculture sida asauba ekoigi khudong chaba ma pinaba department kan hone.
Professor Paunam Gunindro, Vice Chancellor of Manipur University of Culture, said Thang Ta is gaining popularity among students in Manipur after its inclusion in the school curriculum. He said the appointment of Thang Ta teachers in government schools would further help in promoting the traditional martial art. He made the statement during the Huyen Lanlong Numit observance organized by Apunba Manipur Huyen Lanlong Lup at Mapal Kangjebung. The program was attended by cultural and educational officials, Thang Ta teachers, and practitioners. Students from various schools also demonstrated Thang Ta as part of the observance. Floral tributes were paid to the departed Thang Ta teachers during the program. Professor Gunindro said Thang Ta has helped instill discipline among students and highlighted its historical importance in defending the ancient Manipuri kingdom. He stressed the need to introduce Thang Ta in all schools in line with NEP 2020. President of Apunba Manipur Huyen Lanpao Lup Sintakpurel Okram Mangle Maitei called for collective efforts to preserve the ancient Meitei martial art. He said protecting the Thang Ta tradition is essential for keeping the cultural heritage alive.
Mayra mini mai hi chong hen maduna ai lam pham di halaro edna ma gi khuju khulai thang na ching ba jo ki pang de la le tian chi ram ari ri mo madu madung de karim lai business ki long nam lang thak sida akhoi moi gi khucheng lan to sunna akhoi kangla darbar da sai manga ango bu ma turane le piya da ram ba ma kin gi khoi pai puna ne madu halan ngai bu na te business na khoi madu di la ke man ge na anu mari ko mi kum tha mari Mabunji juba thonggiba ayam lu shira je loina na thang ta thingjel lane na chai ni phum mari manga si loila moiru matam da khoi nam na phona gi bani maru da gi aram chamendro are khoi matam di ni khilindi ma sabana ni khalakanda sajal thola je na sajan mam da je yam ni je tumba mi khunai kanna na thagi ga chi leiba ama gam ga tinne ba ya ne na Longnam Lang, who meet Yapong Manatip. So, Budigi, Chichi High School, Tongan Bidicina, then was Am Hatuna, Wizina, Sadali population. I don't know, you're going to Panduzi Kano. Malam, you yellow means a country. Don't eat of Toka, we to his manga type, but think that when he Mapampu Masakang the Balam later Budili, Selakpa, Mundam Honor Budigi, Kang Jai Nadro, Magikan Army, Mete Tanga Pampan Armane.
1934 के दौरान 1929 के दौरान हो रहे को चोराचांद महाराज ना निखिल हिंदी मणिपुरी महासभा दे तौर का कोई नहीं बा थांग तागी करी इसको मही ऐसे मुझे लगा दौरे मसी अमुक करना मसी हिंगन हम तौसी का ना दिदगी थांग तागी कोई सी तम तम हिंगल करना ngasi बाबा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में हम लागना कोई इंटरनेशनली कोई थांग तासी कोई ना मसक खंगवाई ममा ओइरिबन.
And now it is now time for a short break. We'll be right back.
Great opportunity for local operators. SKTV is expanding. Come and be a part of SKTV revolution with high-speed internet, IPTV along with OTT and other benefits. We are building stronger connections through franchising. Become a local cable operator and provide reliable information and entertainment to your neighbors. Unlock your growth with our technology and top-tier service. So if you're looking for exclusive partnership opportunities, then please call us at 700-5259-437 or 897-420-9157.
Welcome back. Now, Press Information Bureau, PIB, Regional Office, Imphal, organized a one-day media workshop Varta on PM Juga at Khungpham's Heritage Mantri Pantha Chandil district. The workshop aimed to create awareness among media professionals about the objectives, implementation and benefits of PM Juga while strengthening factual reporting on government welfare schemes. The program was inaugurated by Chandil Assembly Constituency STMLA SS Olis in the presence of Additional Director General PIB Imphal, Dr. Ingam Pame and other dignitaries. Addressing the gathering, MLA Olish highlighted the important role of media in spreading awareness about welfare schemes and urged journalists to share verified information to prevent misinformation. Dr. Pame said PM Juga is a flagship initiative for the holistic development of tribal communities through a convergence-based approach. He added that the scheme aims to benefit over 5 crore tribal citizens living in 63,000 tribal-dominated villages across the country. During the technical session, Sub-Deputy Collector Chandil Headquarters Promilata Mongsang Wanglar highlighted the scheme's objectives, financial provisions and implementation status in Manipur. She informed that 516 villages in the state have been identified under PM Juga for implementation during 2024-25 to 2028-29. The workshop also included an interactive session where journalists discussed issues related to the scheme with officials. Wangjik Tentha Block Congress Committee, in association with Directorate of Handloom and Textiles, distributed Handloom Weavers Photo Identity Card to 48 weavers under Wangjik Tentha constituency. The initiative was taken up in connection with National Handloom Day 2026. Former Minister Moirangthem Hemanta, President of Wangjik Tentha Block Congress Committee, Sagolsem Gopeshwar, attended the function, which was held at Jingtham today. Speaking in the program, Moirangthem Hemanta said more handloom weavers photo identity cards will be distributed to weavers in all polling stations of Wangjik Tentha constituency. He also stressed on the need to boost state's economy through mass production of handloom items. Churachandpur Medical College, Imphal campus observed World Breastfeeding Week 2026 at its Kiamgai location today. The event focused on the theme Breastfeeding for a Sustainable Start in Life, Strengthen What Works. Organizers called for collective action to promote breastfeeding for a healthier future generation. College Director Professor Gangmay Angam and Dean Academics Professor C.H. Arun Kumar attended the event. Sub-Dean and Associate Professor of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Dr. O. Sharada, spoke on breastfeeding and complementary feeding. She addressed nursing mothers, ASHA workers, and students. Head of Community Medicine, Dr. Guddi Laishram, also delivered a key presentation on the central theme.
Chagumba Quimki loan the higher see as soon as angang sina 6 months complete or matung the queen think that the bit the hobby gadobili Harry Bamayama si queen follow to biragadi hang angang singze yamna queen kan balina tinating up tokpa ang suna nar habdinate dubu nar pasu queen yamna makoi singze line lying bangam gani amadi breastfeeding siki Marui padi colostrum aina ahambada thoglakpa koigi kanose yam important oi habati masi koina first vaccine of the baby hanasu koina matu consider to sei ko aduna hariba ngasigi program asi koigi World Alliance of Breastfeeding Action haiba asigi koigi makha loina na amadi koigi Churachandpur Medical College ki Obstetrics and Gynecology Department Foxy ki mahut chalaga koigi Dr. Okram Shada Devi na mahakna in charge oiraga koiga khutsamnaraga amadi BPAM, that is Breastfeeding Promotion Alliance of Manipur ga koiga khutsamnaraga masigi kanose
A Home Science Association Manipur, in collaboration with Standard College Kongba, also organized one-day international workshop on the college conference hall to observe World Breastfeeding Week 2026. The event was attended by Principal Professor M. Suresh Singh, Dr. Amuchau Soraisam from the University of Calgary, Canada, and Secretary of Home Science Association L. Sulochana. During the technical session, experts highlighted that mother's milk is essential for a child's survival, growth, and optimal nutrition, while dispelling the misconception that breastfeeding damages mother's physical appearance. Instead, speakers emphasized that exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months provides massive health benefits for both mother and child, notably reducing mother's risk of breast and ovarian cancers. Now, Imphal Peace Museum, in collaboration with Manipur Tourism Forum, organized a painting competition on the theme Peace and Reconciliation in connection with Hiroshima Day observance yesterday. A total of 80 students from various schools participated in the painting competition, which was held at Imphal Peace Museum, Red Hills. During the program, Director of Imphal Peace Museum, Haubam Joyremba, shared historical facts about Battle of Imphal during Second World War. President of Manipur Tourism Forum, Dr. L. Surjit, Treasurer K.H. Krishnan Singh, and Secretary Pounam Surjit also attended the function. As part of the month-long Regeneration Month, leading up to the 61st Hunger Marchers Day, All Manipur Students Union MSU launched a statewide academic campaign centered on the theme MSU for Self-Reliant Manipur. Speaking at St. George High School, Wangkai in Imphal East, MSU Headquarters Vice President Naurem Wangamba asserted that Manipur's people endure colonial-like conditions. He expressed grave concerns over border disputes in Chandel, including the disputed 1.643 square miles, which he compared to the historic loss of the Cabo Valley. He further called on indigenous communities and students to stand united against threats to the state's integrity while demanding implementation of NRC prior to any census. The campaign spanned multiple districts, with Imphal East Finance Secretary Michael addressing students at Emmanuel English School, Success School, and Tejpur schools. MSU Headquarters Vice President Prikeshwar Moirangtem addressed in Bishnupur District at Public School Ningthaukong, Impetus, BBR, Starland, Thinungay, Career Pubala, and Jehovah Thamnapokpi. General Secretary Salam Changkhonba addressed at Comet School, HHG, Live School, and SDJM in Imphal West. Organization Secretary Huidrom Punsiba addressed the students in Kakshing District across ADL English School, PR English School, and Grace Reach Academy in Hyanglam. Manipur-born, Singapore-based entrepreneur, investor and business strategist Yumnam Sanajauba has been honored with the NRI Achievers Award 2026 for Global Business Leadership with Impact on Northeast India. The award was presented during the 5th edition of the NRI Achievers Award held on 31st of July at St. Regis, Singapore. Organized by NIT Ventures Private Limited, the event recognized achievers from the Indian diaspora for their contributions to business, entrepreneurship and community development across the world. Born and raised in Imphal, Sanajauba completed his MBA at the Manipur Institute of Management Studies before moving to Singapore. Over the past 2 decades, he has built a global career spanning alternative investments, consulting, executive search, family office advisory, private equity, and direct investments across Asia and Europe. He founded Singapore-headquartered Amethyst Partners, which has grown into an international platform with operations in Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, India, and United Kingdom and Europe. Now, through his business ventures and global network, Sanajauba continues to support investment, mentorship, and strategic collaborations aimed at creating opportunities for Manipur and Northeast India. Now, India has secured the bronze medal in the men's quad event at the ISTAF Sepak Takraw World Championship 39th King's Cup, which is being held in Bangkok, Thailand. India put up a strong performance in the league stage and defeated Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Pakistan and Iraq. In the semifinals that was played today, India faced Thailand and suffered a 2-1 defeat and settled for bronze medal in the men's quad event. The achievement comes shortly after India also secured bronze in the men's hoop event at the same 39th King's Cup, making it another medal-winning performance for the Indian Sepak Takraw contingent at the championship. The All Manipur Sepak Takraw Association has extended its heartfelt congratulations to the Indian men's quad team, coaches and team management on the achievement and wishes them continued success in the ongoing 39th King's Cup in Bangkok. And finally, we have the weather report. According to ICR Regional Center Lampilpat, Manipur recorded a maximum temperature of 30.4 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was recorded at 22.5 degrees Celsius. The maximum relative humidity was measured to be 92% in the morning and 65% in the evening. Manipur received a maximum rainfall of 0.2 millimeters during the last 24 hours. And now the headlines once more. Chief Minister Khemchan launches 8 online portals and LR Manipur mobile application, marking major step towards digital and citizen-centric governance in Manipur. Home Minister Govindas Konthaujam avoids media questions on alleged Manipur-Myanmar land exchange. Former Chief Minister Oibobi raises concerns over possible NIT Manipur relocation plan, questions dumping of Lamphelpat project debris on campus land. Maharaj Kumar Sarat Chandra rides to PM Modi seeking urgent intervention in Manipur crisis, calls for full implementation of 1949 Manipur merger agreement. Center urges Supreme Court to dismiss plea seeking action over N. Singh audio clip, calls recording manipulated and unreliable. And Uyumpok Nongsum locals launch protest after rumors emerge of possible relocation of 30th Battalion CRPF from the area, raise concerns over security presence in Imphal district. And that is all of the news we have right now. More news coming up at 8. Keep watching SKTV News.